I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up?
Hey guys.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Locke and Key After Show. Tonight we're getting into Season 1, Episode 6, The Black Door. Tonight we're going to talk about the fact that Kinsey nearly killed the Savinis. We also have Echo finally becoming Dodge, our special segment, news and gossip, and predictions. But sitting to my left, he's back, guys.
Yay.
Bryant, our fantasy fan. Welcome back home, man. Missed you.
Missed you guys. Oh my gosh, so happy to be back and talking about these lock and keys again.
Yes, and Child Protective Services.
Yes.
And over to his left, we also have Janice, who is our sci-fi fan.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to dive into this episode.
Yay! And down at the end, we also have Lauren, who is our time travel fan as well.
Hello, everybody. I hope there's time travel soon.
Maybe the door. We'll see. But I'm your moderator, Princess Carol, and I'm a fan of all the mysteries. And tonight we had plenty of those. So let's just go ahead and get into our overall thoughts for today's episode. What did you guys think?
I felt like Kinsey took a deep step, like a really big step in like her, bad girl personality, and I'm not into it at all.
Bad girl Kiki.
Yeah.
Yes, I coined it.
That's it.
I'm literally like, I'm back, guys, talking about this angsty girl because she's back. Literally, we missed her in those couple episodes, but I'm back to talk about how she is 10 times worse. But I think that there was definitely a lot of things happening this episode. Both Tyler and Kinsey were being a little bit angsty, and definitely I loved seeing how Echo just got up in there and made some havoc, so that was fun. But definitely a really good episode.
All right. Ellie's being a jerk. Tyler's being a jerk to Jackie. Duncan is being a jerk, but he's got a headache, so we'll give him a break. And then Kinsey being a total jerk. So that's the theme of my thoughts.
Sure. Yeah.
It's the episode of the jerks, and once again, where was Nina? Just saying.
CPS!
Never
I'm dying.
CPS!
Somebody give me the local number, the national number, and the international CPS number because I'm calling it.
Guys,
I don't know what
she's
they're doing
working.
in Massachusetts.
She's painting something. We don't know what she is.
Sure she is.
She's forcing a procedural into this show. Every TV show seems to have cops or firefighters, and she's really trying her best. I don't want that. I just want my sci-fi.
Well, I mean, okay, so speaking of public servants, so we have the detective who we found out at the very beginning, Joe's death was declared a suicide, which was kind of like, really? What kind of detectives are y'all?
Yeah.
But what did you guys think of that? Do we trust the detective? Is he weird?
Yes, he is definitely weird, and even just that little stroke of the
Right.
stroke of the box.
That was really weird.
Yeah,
does
and
that?
the fact we talked about this back there, like about how a voicemail, that is hard evidence. That would have been evidence to any other cop I know. I'm not even a cop, and I know that's evidence.
At least, register that under it as like, oh, this is just something we have.
For sure,
this.
yeah. So
Like,
that
we
was some
brush
sort of
it off for
evidence. He
some
legit
reason.
brushed it off.
I
so.
think dismissive would be the perfect word
Exactly.
to describe it.
Exactly.
Through every episode so far, unless you're involved, you're dismissive of the whole thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting because he was wrapped up in a trash bag, which I mean, I'm not into the logistics, obviously. I'm not a detective, but I feel like that would be a hard way to take your life.
It's not even
Sure.
a typical way to
Yeah.
end
Right,
your
if-
life ever.
Right,
Like,
if you're going to hang yourself, or there's just so many other ways,
Yeah.
but not, I'm going to smother myself with a
With paper
trash.
bag.
Yeah.
It's very, very bizarre. But I'm glad we're all on the same page. We don't trust this new detective.
Nope.
Do you guys think, I don't know, I always have in the back of my mind that Rendell and his classmates, somehow they were the mean kids, and maybe they took it out on other people. Do you think that all these kids went to high school together, and that's why everyone seems to have an issue?
That's a really, really good observation.
Yes.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. Yeah.
Or maybe there's just a lack of discipline at this school.
Sure.
Fair enough, because to your point, as we discussed earlier, Janice, no one shed a tear that this guy, who cared so much very clearly, has passed. They were like, let's party.
Let's party. Let's take some shots.
Tyler was the only
Shots.
one who seemed like he was a little bit broken, but I don't even know if that was why he was broken, because it was just like so moody for some reason.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
just going
What's
through
going on?
everything else in life.
Yeah.
Like his life. I don't even understand.
Well, let's go ahead and go into Tyler. So Tyler went from he is in love with Janice. He's becoming a new Janice, all the J's are
I
mine.
am all for it. He's
Jealous
he's
of
in
you,
love with
if
you
he's
too.
in love with you, kind of.
Jackie.
Wow.
He's
Yeah,
in
Jackie.
love with
No, it's
Jackie.
Janet. Okay.
We went from Jackie and being the most responsible of our family, our favorite family, with no present mom. He went from that to leaving Jackie, not Janice, alone on her own, and just going back to his old ways.
Yeah.
What do you guys think changed? Because I didn't see that. I'm trying to figure out what happened.
I think after he saw the memories of his dad killing someone, that maybe,
That just
turned up a
shook him.
switch
Yeah.
in his head, because he was very upset about that and he just didn't want to talk about it. And he was like, oh, this guy whom I've looked up to my entire life is just, another one of these assholes.
And he was at the beginning looking at the picture of his dad in high school and maybe kind of feeling like, yeah,
Exactly.
he let me down.
It's a very good, yeah.
So.
Yes. I talked about this a little bit the last time I was here about one of the struggles he could be going with is the whole like cool kid versus like being a good guy thing. So I think he's still going through that, especially like that kind of trigger with the memory he saw. Maybe like it's like kind of off wrapping, like you said. Like maybe they were the cool kids, his dad too. So that's something he could be struggling with, like trying to be cool but also trying to be a good person.
That's a very good problem to have in high school.
Right?
Like,
I
you
know,
feel it
like,
everywhere.
Oh my god,
It's like,
I'm too
everyone loves me.
That was me.
But yeah, so I think that's what he's going through maybe, but he just needs to go through it and move on because they're being dramatic. Him and his sister, like, get it together. Where's Bodhi? He's the only person I trust in this family.
He's the only person that's trustworthy, I feel like, on the entire show.
Yeah.
What
Everyone
about
else-
Duncan? We still don't trust him?
I don't trust him. No.
As far as I
Duncan
can
is
throw him.
innocent. Guys, come on.
I don't know. I don't know about that. But do you think that there's hope for Jackie and Tyler?
No. I no, personally, I hope there's no hope because I would have
What?
left him in the dust. Like, he's...
Did I say Jack?
God.
No.
She said, did I say someone else?
No.
Jackie, yes.
Jackie, I don't think that, like, if I was Jackie, I would have, taken that shot and said, boy, bye, and literally, because you do not stand me up, you do not do all that. Literally, so maybe there is hope, maybe he will come around, maybe he'll be better, he needs to be better and do better.
Okay.
But if I was her personally, I would say, no, thank you next.
I
So-
love how Brian
Thank
just
you.
flat out said, hell no.
Next. Own your truth.
And you know what? When you watch the show, there's real life, there's TV life, and we can... Yeah, I agree. There are some jerky things that happen that if they happen in real life, we would be, But that's what's great about shows like this is we get so emotionally involved in the characters. The actors do such a great job of bringing it to life because we can say, we know a Jackie in our life. We know a Kinsey in our life. We know a lot of jerks in our life. And when they're done wrong, we think they need to go.
Yes.
But they're not going to go because this is a TV show.
Yeah. She's going to come running back to him and be like, you know what, I forgive you. And I'm going to be like, girl.
I
mean,
have
she
a
didn't
different
walk
view
out.
on this. I feel like Jackie is a little desperate.
Ooh.
I am a huge Tyler fan. I feel like Tyler can do no wrong to me. Like, I found his whole, don't talk to me, so sexy. I was like, yes.
We know your type. We now know your type.
But Jackie was like, you don't do this to me, and, you can't do this to me. I was like, okay, if he can't do this to you, why are you still here? Just, leave. She's like, no, I'm gonna, drink and, make a whole scene. Like, girl, just move. I was just like, girl, no,
Interesting.
move.
I think, for me, I think I would question the fact that he went from being all up in my face, helping me out with these 5K t-shirts.
Yes.
That's a lot of work for
He learned about
someone.
London all for her.
Right. Reading books that he has no interest in.
Yes, throwing it in his head.
In his head, literally. I would think that something happened because even if you're just trying to be this playboy that's just trying to get into the girl's pants, I feel like that's a lot of work.
Sure, I agree.
And we saw a
I feel like
different
it has
side of
nothing
him.
to do with her. And she doesn't see that for some reason.
That's what I'm getting at, is that I wouldn't think, he's just being a jerk. I would think there's got to be more to the story. And to her credit, she did ask
I was
him
gonna say
to
that, yeah.
open up to her. Yeah. But they're all teenagers.
Yeah.
It's only going to be
Yeah.
so mature.
How's the angst going?
I hate it when
yeah,
he's
she's
like,
becoming Kinsey.
yeah, he's like, you just can't understand. I hate when people say that. It's like, she's asking you to explain it to her, and sure,
true.
this is different.
That's
This
true.
is a magical fantasy
I'll
land that
give
she
her
will
that.
understand, but she's literally asking you to, to tell her how she can help you get better, how she can help you feel better, and you're brushing her off and you're pushing her away. So I cannot stand that. Like, literally try to get it together.
Well, in his defense, no one in his family is honest.
Sure,
So he's
yeah,
coming from
everyone's
a
a liar.
broken, he's coming from a broken family. But before we move on to our next topic, Bryant, now that you're back with us,
Yeah.
do you have a message for our fans out there?
Yes. So I'm not calling CPS on all of you. I've never, but I hope that you are loving our show. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you are on a podcast listening to us, go ahead and give us a 5-star rating. As always, any platform that you're on, go ahead and comment and talk to us about the show. Talk to us about our after show or anything happening in the show. We would love to be in the conversation with you. We all love being here on AfterBuzz, and we hope that you continue to watch our show. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I don't mean to be angsty, but
Please don't.
I would be a jerk and remiss if I didn't say that right now I'm monitoring our live chat. Now that we're doing live shows for the rest of the season, I am monitoring right now. Shout out to Ivan, who is on there. So welcome, Ivan.
Hi.
If you have any questions or comments, let us know. It's turning into, it feels like a more reality show, like we're reviewing a reality show.
Just a little bit.
Comedy.
A little drama,
Drama.
romance,
Right.
Just a
mix of
little
everything
bit.
we love.
Yes.
Well, speaking of romance, so our other angsty teenager, Kinsey,
I literally rolled my eyes.
the angsty one, Kinsey. So we saw her go between two men yet again. So we have Scott, who actually has a good head on his shoulders.
Yes.
And then we
I
also...
told y'all,
Okay.
she did not like Scott.
She
like that.
does.
She does not care.
Okay. All right. Go into it. Explain.
I feel like Scott was just a safe choice for her. She wanted to explore her bad girl side, and she was like, "Oh, this guy's already here. Like, why not?"
Sure.
And what's his name? The other guy?
Oh, then
Gabe.
Yes. Love.
Gabe is there as well, but he kind of like encourages her. He has that bad side to him as well. So she's like, "Oh yeah, now we mesh." And I don't see chemistry between them. But I just don't think Kinsey really cares about Scott that much. Like I
Yes.
don't see any sparks there.
I will jump off of that. Like, maybe there's not chemistry, maybe there could be eventually, but what they're feeling right now is like excitement. Like what they've been
I don't
doing.
even see that.
I don't know if I see excitement either, but go ahead.
No, like more like thrill, I guess, or like the rush, as they call it.
On Kinsey's side, because she's just like, yeah, I want to do things.
But
and
with him
just
too, like
explore.
the fact that he was following her into the caves, literally into the caves,
He was
almost
hesitant.
drowning.
He was hesitant for a
Yeah,
second.
but he kind of followed her there, and then in the end, kind of made his move. He really shot his shot from like 200 feet back, past the half court line. Like he literally went for it.
He was like, yeah.
So literally, yeah, and I think that they are going through kind of like an excitement kind of thing, but I agree. I don't think she was ever into Scott, and I feel like she was kind of brushed off or like rubbed the wrong way, that he was a little bit trying too hard. Or maybe she saw it as trying too hard, but he was really just trying to like be there for her. I don't know, but.
What's interesting is that she already was friends with Scott, yet it was Gabe who she told Scott about the keys, but then told Gabe.
Like randomly.
just
She was
kinda
like, oh yeah, there it is.
sold
There's a
out
magical key.
the Locke house secrets to two guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm beginning to see what
Oh,
I
Gabe
don't-
stumbled on them. Gabe, she didn't
like-
introduce Gabe.
But she didn't have to tell him.
Yeah.
You can't tell him that he didn't see what he saw, though.
Exactly.
But you could be like,
Because
yeah,
she
we had
heard
like a
him.
prank or, whatever.
Yeah.
And they could have brushed it.
You
that
can't
under the thing.
unsee that
Because
magic.
she literally
I don't
said
think
like
he would have
trip.
gone to the,
Right,
to
she
the
did
conclusion
say-
like, oh my God, they're manipulating her. Like,
on the
That's a
stairs,
stretch.
she did say you did not see what you thought you saw,
yeah.
and that could have ended it right there.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, bye. Then he might have gone ahead and like done more research and like stalked her to see what was going on, but like.
Yes.
I don't know if someone telling me that I didn't see what I thought I saw would
I
be
will agree with you on that.
But
though,
how
because
would you connect
No,
that
because
me
he-
standing here has something to do with that?
Because he actually saw and heard. So he was in
Right, he
such
was
close
sitting there.
earshot that she literally said, Eden, fall on your face.
I didn't
and
see
then,
that part.
he
I thought it was
did.
after she was already doing
Yeah,
that.
so like, yeah, I think that's why she had to like, yeah.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. But I will say, I think that she's just so determined. She's kind of become, and I've said this before, she's kind of become like Echo / now we know her as Dodge. I think that she's just on a war path, and it's unfortunate that Scott's heart is getting broken. His life was put on the line. I don't know if what she has with Gabe is an actual relationship that's on the horizon, or if it's just that he's the imp, like he's just the support that she needs in a way.
I think so too.
Because she's becoming someone new, and we saw her go over another hurdle. She went from just manipulating people to now she's putting people's lives at risk.
Oh my.
And no longer cares. So is she becoming the evil queen? I ask again.
I had one question during that whole scene in the sea cave.
Mm-hmm.
Why did she feel the need to bring her friends to the cave? If she was really unafraid of anything, why didn't she just go by herself? Why did she have to bring them into her, adventures? It just didn't make sense to me.
And she heard the noises of the key.
Mm-hmm.
She found the door instead of the key. But yeah, why did she just not go by herself?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because she at first asked Tyler, maybe she thought, well, I need to bring some people with me in case I need backup. And half of the party knows about the magic. Maybe, or maybe she's seeing it as I have allies.
Sure, yeah.
All right, I have to ask a question that just in my mind a second ago. Is it possible that Kinsey and Gabe are the precursor to Dodge and Sam? I've been thinking about what you've been talking about Kinsey turning into the antagonist. It's almost as if Kinsey is becoming Dodge and Sam is becoming, or Gabe is becoming Sam. There's my time travel brain kicking in, wondering if that's what might happen. Whoa.
Right.
That's a hell of a good prediction.
Yeah.
Maybe some demonic element that we're not aware of at this point. I am on the same train as you. We're going the same direction. Okay. I think only time will tell. But we were introduced to sort of a new key. We're not sure of what it does. But we did see just the light at the end of tonight's episode's tunnel. We did see Bodhi find a new key, and I'm kind of interested to see what it does. And I also thought it was fascinating that the mom actually found it. Like it actually has a practical purpose.
Random doors or
right, exactly. Do you guys have any thoughts on what the key could possibly do? I mean, it was found in a sewing machine, so maybe it stitches life back together. I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
like
I just went deep on you.
Yes, that's like a perfect description. Actually, I didn't even think about it I know for sure what I wanted to say. I know for sure it's not just a practical purpose. Like, there has to be something magical about it.
Of course.
Yes, but...
the whispers drew him in. So
yes.
something, yes.
So something magical about it, but I'm going to follow you on that one because that was good.
And like we've been trying to do, I know what it is based on looking at the keys and knowing the comics, but it's fun to kind of just hold off on that and just talk about what we know now about it. Now, Nina said, oh, you found the key. I didn't know if that meant she had seen it once before when she was moving that thing or not. And who helped her move that large curio cabinet into the kitchen?
Not sure.
Very good point.
Duncan had a headache.
Was home, probably.
Yeah.
Tyler's being a jerk, and
So is Kinsey, and maybe it was Bodhi. I don't know. She left him at home. She might as well use him for yard work too. I don't know.
I mean, it's interesting because yes, we're familiar with what it was for in the comic, and we can look up and kind of snoop around and find out those details. But the writers, they have their liberties. They can take it in a different direction. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Why do you guys think the key didn't work when he opened the wardrobe and got in and then got out? Do you guys think there's another way to use it, or?
I think he was just making an assumption.
Okay. Yeah, he just maybe found the first door that he could find. Yeah. And then maybe that wasn't it. Maybe it's kind of similar to the head key where it works in like a body or it works in like another orifice that's not a door.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So a couple thoughts from people on chat. Ivan was like, Kinsey isn't evil. Don't even go there. So Ivan, this is probably the worst episode for you if you're a fan of
Not
Kinsey.
too much support.
I like her. The pink hair works, but she is kind of becoming a jerk. And then Jenna says, it feels like they're trying to make Gabe like Damon and Scott like Stefan from Vampire Diaries. Did I just... Yes! Jenna, look at what you just did.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Comparison.
Yes, I love it. Oh my god. Vampire Diaries super fan right here. Oh my gosh. All 7 seasons, originals too.
What team are you? Team Damon or Stefan?
To be honest, Damon in the beginning, Stefan in the end, but that's another show.
So then are you team Gabe or are you team Scott?
I am Team Gabe just because I am kind of into the thrill that they're going through right now. Just I am just here for like
temporary.
Brian loves bad boys.
I do love a bad boy. I will 100% retweet that.
All right, well, that's awesome. Well, thank you. I'm going to keep monitoring the chat, so thank you for that.
Yes.
Thanks,
all
Lauren.
right. Well, that actually is our coverage for tonight's episode. Let's go ahead and move into our special segment, speaking of keys. So, Janice, you want to introduce that to the world?
Yes, guys. Welcome to Locked In, our special segment where we talk about what we would do with the keys the kids find every episode. So this episode, we don't really know what the sewing machine key does yet. So we're going to do a throwback to last episode where they found the plant key. And so I want to ask you guys, if you had the opportunity to see into the memories of anyone in the world, a celebrity, a friend, or a president, whose memories would you want to explore and see? What secrets you want to see lying between? Like who?
I am. So my grandfather died very early, and so me and my cousins never got a chance to meet him. It would be interesting because my family has done, I think, a good job of keeping his memory alive, but it would be interesting to see those actual memories and actually see him living and just not just a photo. So I would like to see his memories and kind of see what he saw, or even see, well, no, I would love to see like his memories because I think everyone else's is kind of filtered. So I would just like to get to know him.
Yes.
And also just to see how he grew up and like during that time period.
Yeah, get to know his story.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
From his
Love
perspective.
I would say my stepfather, who's still alive, but he's told stories about things he's done through his life. Like as a little kid, his father was a boxer. He was a hairdresser to the stars in the 30s here in Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
And he was a soap maker at one point. And then at my brother's bachelor party, he said that he was an assassin for the U.S. government in the 1950s. So there's some things there that I would like to basically find out if they're true or not. I want to be Nina and look into things.
Fair enough.
What about you, Brian?
Gosh, I really wanted to do like a celebrity, but I just don't know who I would go like of
I'm
all of
struggling
them in the
too.
world. So what I think would be pretty cool, like I'm like how they're seeing Duncan's memories. So I would like maybe go into one of my parents' memories and maybe see like how we were growing up, me and my siblings, of how they saw it, you know?
That's a really good.
So that's one thing I would
my
do.
God.
Mom and Dad, love ya.
I have a similar answer too. I
Yeah.
feel like I would want to see my teachers' memories,
Oh,
like from
nice.
like kindergarten or primary school or middle school, just to see what I look like and how I was like behaving in their eyes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I was a brat when I was younger, so.
I don't know.
At least you're honest.
Yeah.
Know yourself. But yeah, that's the end of our special segment. Let us
right.
know in the comments, what would you do? Like, whose memories would you want to see out of everyone else? Want to know?
Thank you for that. All right, guys. Next up, we have news and gossip with Mr. Lauren down at the end. Hey.
Hello. All right, so this is cool. I haven't shared it with you yet. So this is from a journalist and a horror movie fan, Megan Navarro, at hashtag HauntedMeg on Twitter. So she wrote an article for bloody-disgusting.com. You know that site.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a story, the history behind Tom Savini's cameo in Locke and Key. You might be wondering, who is Tom Savini? Well, you know the name of the film group is called the Savini Squad, headed by Scott. So that's named in honor of a makeup effects master by the name of Tom Savini. So one of the movies he did was Day of the Dead. Those, a lot of blood. So when they had blood
Gore.
squirting,
Yes.
so
Wow.
that thing. So in episode 2, remember when Bodhi goes into the hardware store to talk to the man to ask him what that key is? That is the real Tom Savini, right? And now I'm going to blow your mind even more. In 1982, there was a movie, an anthology movie called Creepshow, George A. Romero. There's a part where a little boy, Billy, gets punished for his love of comics, only to get offered a chance for gruesome retribution. The little boy was played by Joe Hill, the writer and creator of Locke and Key
No way.
comic anthology.
I love.
Interesting.
I love a full circle.
And Stephen King's
Yes.
son from last episode, if you were listening.
Yeah, so that is the news. I thought that was enough.
That's all the
That's
mic drop
really
we need.
interesting.
Yeah.
2 mic drops.
Thank you for that. Wow, that was really cool. I'm glad you
Yes.
brought that up. That's
Thank
really
you.
cool. All right, so next up, let's get into some predictions. We can go so many different directions on the show every single time.
Yes.
And in the live chat, please let us know if you guys have any predictions. Keep us posted. All right, guys. Tell me your thoughts.
Oh gosh.
I think one of the Locke kids are going to have to bury their memories before the end of the season. And season 2 is going to start off with someone not having any memories.
Oh.
That's mine. Right there.
You know what? I think Duncan is going to turn, or whatever you might call it. I think somehow he's going to get his memories back and help save the family. I think Nina's heading down a place where she's going to get in trouble. And
I can see that.
Duncan will save them. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully
I
by
can definitely
CPS.
see that happening. Duncan is not evil. I'm calling it right now. He's
Okay.
sweet and he's caring.
Okay. Take you up on that.
So I talked about this a little bit before about how I think Ellie is going to play a huge role. What I think could be a little bit cool to think about, just maybe maybe a prediction. Maybe she didn't kill the teacher.
I brought that up. I
Yeah.
said that.
Yep.
2 out of 2. Do you believe Ellie killed Joe?
Not necessarily, no.
I guess I'm the only one that's
Just
here.
like
I
I-
think she did. Just like there's no question
Right.
in my
I
head.
don't necessarily think Rendell killed, or we get the whole picture from that memory.
Yes.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
could see that one. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Did I steal your prediction?
A little bit. It's fine. It's fine. I have others. I don't know. I don't know if I think that. I don't know. What's the best way to put it? I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to put that on the shelf.
Next week.
Yes, next week. I do think that, yes, I agree. I don't think Ellie is responsible for Joe's death. I think there's more to the story, and I think that her and Nina actually have a common goal, and they just don't realize it.
Sure.
I think they're both headed and fighting for the same thing. And hopefully they'll actually really start to bond. Right now, she's holding back secrets, but I'm hoping that she'll begin to really open up to Nina. And I think that they'll be able to come together and really be able to confide in one another.
Yes.
So that would be really cool. I do also agree that I think Duncan will come around eventually. I do think he's hiding things, but I also could see him coming in and helping the kids and kind of being that angel in a way that Joe no longer can be. So, yeah, I'm going to take 2 predictions and then just smash them
Love it.
together into
Yes.
one. But that is it for tonight's episode, guys. Where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at Lauren Kling. I'll be on chat for another minute to get questions. And yes.
You can find me on Instagram at Nyamjanice, Nyamjanice.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at @TheBrianSantos.
You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Princess CTV. Hit us up in the chat, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.